Francis's efforts to care for the needy living close to the heart of the Roman Catholic Church. Other efforts have included showers and a barber shop. The station occupies space formerly used by the Vatican Post Office and includes 3 state-of-the-art examination rooms, bathrooms and a waiting room. The offices will be open for the
It's 6 o'clock. You better know where your guns are.
You are listening to Crawford County's alternative source for news and information. Pennsylvania American Patriot Radio. Braveheart, 88.7 FM, Meadville, Pennsylvania.
The following program may contain adult language and adult content. Listener discretion is advised.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
And we're here. We don't know. Well, we got to check something out here. Apparently, the reason y'all are getting some buffering is because our video output is incredibly low. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. I'm almost afraid to look because translations, transcriptions, nah, screw that. Channel, community, this, that, the other thing. Events, camera. Fuck, I'm afraid to start pissing around with it right now.
Tyler, where are you?
I know exactly where he is.
Tyler's working.
They work until 10. So
I had a feeling his stuff gets all screwed up.
yeah, I just took.
Okay.
I just watched myself.
Okay, very good. That's why actually that's more important. So we'll drop this back down. We're back here. As time goes on, that may change because the monitoring here doesn't always work, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Okay, this is real time now.
Well, that's on that camera. The other camera is there's like about a 9-second delay between the OBS software and the YouTube software. Both have to be working together. But this will change over time. However, might want to see about bumping up that that video stream. But we got some time to work on it because this, ladies and gentlemen, is our end of the year and Christmas show. We all just taking a damn break. Why? We need to. No shit, brother. No shit. Holy. I'm trying not to get too bad tonight because this is the Christmas program. However, we get stupid for the first couple of hours. You're going to hear some shit you haven't heard in a while or that you may never have heard before. Winter, I thank you for sending me those hints. I don't know if I'm going to be using either one of them tonight. I'm tempted to do one. However, after taking a look, 10 years ago we would have used it. In fact, 10 years ago I think we probably did use it for the Christmas show. However, I've checked every variation of the one that I was planning on, and the snowflakes are everywhere. Screw it, I'll mention it anyway. It's a parody of the Alvin and the Chipmunks thing. Mm-hmm. Chipmunks roasting on an open fire.
Yeah. We know about that.
Well, you know that. I know that. I don't know if you've heard it or not.
Yes.
I would assume you have. However, less than 1/4 of the people responding on any of the variations of the videos had anything good to say about it. They're, oh, that's horrible. That's how can you, I love Alvin and the Chipmunks. Yada yada. What are you, 12?
They missed all.
If you ever ate a chipmunk that's been roasted over an open fire,
You ain't
it is
getting much.
absolutely delicious of what you can get from it.
Basically, this guy, the way they're doing it, this guy is doing them the way you would do chicken wings. They're fresh roasted. There's always a nice honey glaze or something, like various sauces, pepper and garlic and other great stuff. And it was making me damn hungry listening to it. However, I decided we might want to do this. Let's scroll on down and start checking everything. And the thundering herd of pussies is unbelievable. They're everywhere. It's a freaking chipmunk. It's less than a rat.
I know one place they ain't at, and that's in my underwear.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I have no
You
idea.
said they're everywhere. I said there's one place they ain't.
Okay, Daryl. If you're gonna do something like that, set it up first. That made no sense.
It'll make more sense when I get a little more lubrication.
Come to think of it, hang on. You go in there. If I'm not mistaken. And I'm pretty sure I'm not. No, that's a Vicks. We ain't gonna do that. Ah, there we go.
There's one in there, give 'em.
Huh? Got one here.
No. Okay. You got it. Never mind.
They look surprisingly similar.
Oh, God, I couldn't figure that out. Where'd you buy that ammo? Probably the same place.
Well,
Mr.
there's a certain individual that wanted me to test them because he's working on different bullet styles and he wanted to see how they performed. And so far, this thing feeds them great. I haven't had any wounds to look at yet. I'll let you know.
That's coming.
All right, kids. Let's hope everything is going according to Hoyle. I'm not gonna bet on anything. Oh, Daryl's drinking heavily, which means, what is this, product placement theater? What the?
Gotta properly place it.
Have to prominently
Hey,
place
if
it.
you're gonna do that, I'm not sure.
Actually, you're blocking the gun, but I guess that's kind of all right. We're fine.
We're censoring the gun. We're not blocking. We're just censoring.
Horse shit.
We wouldn't
Time
want.
out on the field.
We wouldn't want YouTube to get the wrong idea.
Sorry, that's silly. That's just plain silly. Now, I will say this. I don't think we're going to go with Patreon. Hold on. There's a reason for this. I've done some research. They're going after right-wing and pro-gun people. And there's one guy, apparently, he had like over 1 million people following him. Shut him off with no hint, no clue, no nothing. They just said, we're not doing you anymore. He had always puts on an extra 10 pounds. We ain't going to talk about that right now. Jack, glad to see you're on board. I didn't think you were going to make it tonight.
Hi, Jack.
Hands up, don't shoot. Ow. Can I put one arm up? Yeah, that'll work.
Tater cup?
All right, we're done? Yeah, cool. Hold on. Breakfast. Honest. There's a fly in here.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
I brought him down just special for you.
I wouldn't put it past them. Not the light. Don't shoot the light. I'm just trying to figure out how he survived this slum. You're breeding them, aren't you?
Yes. I got a pile of wood in which they hibernated in.
Never even gave that a thought.
So I put one in my pocket when I found them.
Yeah, you did. What you actually did is you trained him to follow you. Heel! And he buzzed on down.
He revived it.
I promised him a drink of black velvet, but he had to come over to collect you.
Oh, this shit's gonna be weird tonight. As it should be. Move. And to make up because we didn't do last one this week.
We'll do next week's
This one
week.
last.
You'll be alright.
No, I won't. I can't take it anymore, and I got no peanut butter.
Inhale.
Hey, Mom, if you're listening, bring down the jar of peanut butter.
This looks like a Rorschach test. What the fuck happened? Mike put one in his mouth. Anyhow.
Oh, man, he's so messy.
Let it try. Modern art, man. Modern art. All right. Uh-oh. Wasn't expecting that. Why is the voice dying?
Needs to be washed. Gargle.
Not a word out of you.
I'm
Not
telling
a word out of you.
Put
Don't
it in
knock
there
over.
and gargle.
Such shitty whiskey. However, it's the only whiskey we got. And shitty whiskey is better than no whiskey at all.
Better than no whiskey, yeah. Gargle.
Careful one.
No, I got dry sauce because I got 2 daughters from out of town coming. Or actually, they should be there now. The house.
Oh,
Tomorrow,
all right.
Tomorrow.
A Christmas moo to you. Okay. Emmy's ahead of us on the moo. Shit.
Moo.
I got distracted.
We're going to have squirrel stew tomorrow at Daryl's.
I ain't gonna get a fucking thing to that today.
Chock full of nuts.
You should have lopped the nuts off before you threw them in the pot. Be that as it may. Have a taste, and then I need your throat, because 3-part harmony done with only 2 people don't work.
Why? Isn't
Although
Mr.
I've
P gonna work?
I've tried to do 3-part harmony by myself. That's a fucking mess.
I didn't hear Mr. T say he wasn't going to do it.
Oh. Good and cold. All right, cold, that's not bad. Any other way, fuck it.
It's over ice without the ice.
Give it a little bit.
It was on the floor.
I'm trying to figure out how to introduce this, but there really is no good introduction, simply because the moo is one, the moo is all. Nicely done, gentlemen. That's probably the smoothest moo we've done in a while.
That's because it's been lubricated.
Okay. Miss, at least you know who the hell Alvin is. Fuck. Now I gotta rethink things. Because when the time comes for the break, I know what I want to do. I've actually got the music set up in here so I can find it quick. Even the particular ones on YouTube. Because some of them have a long intro, and then the song, and then an outro, and I don't want that. Scotty! Why in the hell ain't your mood has triggered me?
Oh no.
Oh my God!
You know, you realize around here, triggered takes on a slightly different meaning.
And it ain't a horse, neither.
A horse is a horse. That's that!
That's Mr. Ed.
Ow. Wasn't even that hard of a hit, but... Alright, something ain't right here.
If you can feel it, you need some more whiskey.
No, hold on. Something ain't right. And I'm kind of serious about this one. That actually gave me a bit of a headache. My head's snapping around. Hold on. My voice is going. A little bit of a headache. I know it ain't the exhaust, because I got that damn thing fixed. I'm going to have to watch this. Because there's nobody that'll take over the job. I got to go out and play in it. Which may be part of the problem. I've been getting soaked the last couple of nights. All right. Let us cleanse the palate so I can taste whiskey again. Such weak whiskey that it is.
It's flat.
Well, if he had got that thing to whistle, I'm sorry. We got it on video. Way to go. But, like, once again, this is breakfast. I have not eaten today. Hey, Mike. Hey, Captain Dumbass. Do you think that might have something to do with it?
Nah, I wouldn't do nothing.
I don't know.
Just
why.
makes the alcohol work faster and better. Makes them stronger, drunker.
Never mind. Yeah, you need to shut up for a few minutes. Reason being, I've got 8 different things that are running through my head.
I'm messing with his mind.
He is.
Taisez-vous. I could say the more forceful way. Fermez la bouche.
You motherfucker.
Good thing that wasn't whiskey.
My job here complete. I'm going.
Woof!
I needed this after the correspondence I've been getting from the state this week.
We will talk about... might have to shift a few things here. The commentary I want to do is going to take more time than we actually have right now. Because, as usual, I did not snarf, Emmy! Came about this close. I did not snarf.
Just think, if Wolfie has his way, it will be legal to snort, sniff, whatever. Scarf. Marijuana. He says it's time to legalize marijuana.
Okay, that isn't what you said.
No, I know what he meant.
Oh, I'm glad you did, because I couldn't decipher it that fast.
Drink some more
whiskey. Well, it is Christmas cheer after all. Well, I'll find any way to make it justified. The hell are you doing, boy?
You laugh.
Not with cheap whiskey either. Wait a minute. If he's going to do that, cheap whiskey would probably be the easiest bet. Seeing as how we've got plenty of backup. Blended at birth. Man, that's just a disturbing picture I just got.
Oh my God, blended at birth.
No, that's just wrong. That's wrong. Planned Parenthood stepped in on that one. Hold on. Fuck. I need longer arms.
It's a good thing it wasn't blended after birth.
Holy shit, dude. Wow! You know, I'm not entirely sure he knew that he was going to do that.
I think it just came out.
I'm pretty sure. Drink your whiskey and shut the fuck up. I don't have my glasses on, so... Shut up.
The radio's talking to him now.
Always.
We've got him almost there.
Dude, I was there before I came in and sat in this chair. Are you out of your mind? That's a dumb question, isn't it? Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Blended at birth, distilled, and aged 3 years in oak. Only 3? Good whiskey needs at least 8 years in the barrel. Now, this is Black Velvet, therefore we're not talking about good whiskey. Under the supervision of the of the Canadian government. I didn't know they had one. Oh, Canada, you make really shitty booze. Well, at least the shitty booze that you send to the rest of the country. I've heard your variations of your signature beers are much better on that side of the border than they are what you send over here.
I must say the lacquer that they put in there for color is not bad taste.
You know it is colored. You know it is. Now, stop it! Aged 3 years in plastic. No, it's in oak, but then they put it in plastic and let all that shit kind of just soak in and just, yeah. Sitting this on a shelf and you're gonna age it in fine plastic. All right.
If my ship ever comes in again, I'm going down and buy some whiskey that has been aged for 12 years.
Like I said, the minimum should be 8. Anything above that is good and fine.
I think it's Jack Daniel's Black Label.
Jack is not good booze. Shit. You're going to make things very expensive for me. I'm going to improve your tastes in whiskey.
I said, I believe it was Jack Daniel's. It may not be. It might have been Johnny Walker.
Okay, Walker, if you go with certain labels, is better. However, and this is another offshoot of what happened for having an actually good bar in this town, and we have since lost it. 1776.
Speaking of which, somebody is putting something in there.
I know. I haven't had a chance to go down and check it yet.
Me neither. I've seen the
Maker's Mark is good. Okay, Mr. Jones, Jack is rock good. Testify. However, for bludgeoning people, the bottle is excellent. Don't ask me how I know.
At least it's got alcohol to be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clean up the weed.
Okay, yeah, Jack. That's the one thing. I know that they've done it here in Pennsylvania. If you have a medical marijuana card, you got to turn in your guns.
Yep.
Fuck. You.
Come get it. Come get you some.
Well, that's the entire thing.
I'll give you all the marijuana you want. Lead coating.
Hold on. He just ain't getting it tonight.
Lead lace.
I think he was fucked up before he got in here, which definitely saves time. However,
yeah.
Actually, mate.
Max drinking with 2 hands again.
What guns?
Yeah.
All lost them in a tragic boating accident.
Mine burned up in my last fire.
You know, we've had enough fires between the two of us. We could probably get away with that. What the hell's that all about, anyway? Mike, you said you needed an excuse? Hey, you didn't have to take everything, man. I need to sit down and have another talk with God.
You need to take lessons from the guy who started your apartment fire. Okay.
Hold on. If I find that cock breath motherfucker, you'll know about it.
Yeah, he should be out.
You will hear his screaming from your house.
We won't.
Oh, I know that sound.
What the hell is that sound? Mike's busy. Okay,
I'll help you, Mike. I'll hold him down and we'll use a dull knife, right?
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually. But we have several... Boy, we way off the... Welcome to the Christmas show here at Braveheart Radio.
We're going to make a gelding out of that bastard.
Holy hell.
You did the Dolly Parton.
Lord, I apologize for being with all the starving pygmies down there.
You do Dolly Parton 95, making
He'll
a
be-
rooster and hen one chop.
He'll be running around like a squirrel who lost his nuts.
Well, he did lose his nuts, but that's going to take, we got a long time, about a week before we get to that point.
That's fine.
We have to start with the old 22 method. Now, to be honest, I really want to start, and no, we're not lopping them off, the Nutcracker suite. I get a Nutcracker and start going one joint at a time. Have you ever seen the really shitty Steven Seagal movie where he's on an oil rig? He's the boss in the old oil rig. Well, he's got an old fart that's one of his friends, knows he's a Special Forces fart.
Guy's using the bolt cutter.
Well, no, it wasn't a bolt cutter. It was a pipe cutter that was big enough to stuff the guy's leg into. And this is one of those scenes. I hate to even mention this. Welcome to the Christmas show. They were torturing this guy to get him to give up the location. And they used an Alaskan, basically, I call it a thumper. Smooth, carved out of animal horn, very nice. And they're busting his fingers one by one, and he's basically telling him, fuck, I'll screw you, all this. Tough old bird. Tough old bird. And then the one guy says, fuck this noise. Throws it to the ground. Brings up this big damn cutter. And the guy said, what are you doing? What are you doing? And they're cutting his leg off a little bit at a time, just like you do with a pipe. I know how those damn pipe cutters work, and I hate this. I am still tensed up just by thinking about it. It's one of those scenes in an overall kind of shitty movie. It's one of those scenes. There is some sadist out there that knew exactly what was going to... If you've ever worked with one of these things, you know what that man's going through. My first instinct is to grab a weapon and kill him myself. Kill him first. To save him the pain. And then waste those guys real quick. Hey, Mike, settle the hell down here. That isn't where we wanted to go tonight. I'm not even sure why we were...
How'd we get there anyway?
The guy that set my apartment on fire.
Yeah.
Thanks to you mentioning it. Asshole.
That's his knife.
Okay. Paranoia again. I thought it might have been one of the circuit breakers starting to trip.
I have a case of nervous Nellies. They're anxiety right now.
Well, the booze is there. All I'm asking is please don't do it. Overdo it. Don't do an empty stomach. I do need you coherent. After we get done with the show, you can chug a lug if you wish. Your doctor ain't gonna be happy. I should not be doing this, but
they ain't going to be happy after what I ate today anyway.
do we need to light a candle in here just in case?
No. I had bacon, eggs, and pancakes for breakfast.
Sounds perfectly good to me.
Yeah, and then I
Bacon,
didn't
eggs,
have
pancakes,
I didn't
lunch.
have nothing for lunch, but I was testing cookies to make sure they were.
The official cookie test.
I love that.
Quality control.
Yes.
Exactly. There you go. You had to get the proper term.
My oldest daughter is still at home. Well, the one that's actually she's number. She's not the oldest, but the one anyway. She bakes and bakes and bakes. Great, you know. And she wonders why now and then she can't. Wait a minute. I know I bake more cookies than this. And of course, God blame Dad. Well, I'm the official taste tester.
That's right. Quality control. Hey, I wouldn't want any bad cookies to get out there.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Squirrel is lost tonight. That would be him.
I'm not lost. I know exactly where I'm going.
Squirrel. Like you said, we still got booze.
Mother made a Swedish oatmeal cake to take down to my granddaughter, or down to my daughter's house for
Swedish
Christmas.
oatmeal cake?
Yeah.
Are you familiar?
Okay, it's got oatmeal in the cake itself.
Well, that's kind of the...
Spiced heavily.
Hence the name. Hence the name.
Okay, heavily spiced.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'm getting you
You've
here.
had it. And then it has
Probably. I just didn't know there was a name to it.
and then
Cake.
there's a
Good.
coconut butter, brown sugar, egg, nuts, topping that's put on it and then stuck into the oven to bake for a few minutes. Well, she put it in there and forgot, and it kind of burnt.
Wait a minute. Burnt brown sugar is awesome.
So I says, well, you make a new batch. I'll scrape the old stuff off so that you can put it on there. Because the daughter says, you think you can do it without burning it?
Ooh.
You ain't getting any, kid.
So, no, but
Wait,
that was
go
what
away.
she was telling her.
Hang on. I got shit popping up here that I don't want. Stop that.
Moose.
Moose?
Moose.
Moose?
Yeah, moose.
We haven't talked about moose in a long
Yeah,
time.
I wish somebody would send me a pound of moose meat.
Only a pound? There's a whole moose there. Ask for
I'm not
5.
being greedy. I just want a pound for me.
Did you ever think that maybe Kathy might like some?
No, she's not.
Has she ever had moose?
Yeah, we've had.
Really?
Some, yeah, we've had some moose.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Fine. Now I'm
But-
depressed again.
But anyway, so she made
Welcome
the
to
other
the
one.
Christmas show.
So I scraped the old frosting off. She made it in the oven, put it in the oven. This time it come out just fine.
All right, what did you do with the frosting?
Sitting in the bowl up there. It ain't going to waste. I said there's too much good stuff in
Well,
it.
exactly,
Coconut,
correct.
brown
And like
sugar,
I
nuts,
said-
what am I, you know?
Like I said, burnt brown sugar is awesome. When my mother makes ham gravy, she always likes to scorch it because the gravy goes with ham drippings, little pineapple juice, brown sugar, a little bit of mustard to spice it up, just a little bit. And you scorch it just to get that slightly burnt brown sugar taste.
I do that same thing for meatloaf.
Fuck, I haven't eaten yet. Excuse me while I slob all over
I do that
myself.
same thing for meatloaf, or not meatloaf, ham loaf.
Wow, that's something I haven't had in a while.
Put a glaze of that on there.
Do you realize that if I bake the ham loaf right now, nobody's getting any?
Yeah, I got some ham loaf sitting in the freezer. I have
Mine!
Mine.
I'll eat that like a burger.
I was gonna have that tomorrow,
French
but
bread. That would be big enough to handle it. Wholesome. You know there's a problem here. I don't have nothing.
Daryl,
I can't make one.
I was
How about your lady neighbor? You got one? She bake? Layla.
Hey, Putty!
hey Doogie.
Puttum's type dog.
Oh,
Hey,
here
you.
comes Bones.
Layla. The
Here
official
comes
Putty dog.
Boney.
Of the Pennsylvania American Patriot Radio Network.
You get all those
Hey, Bones.
pinwheels cooked?
Oh, no, not yet.
And once again, joining us in the booth, the ever wonderful bludgeoner of small animals, Rundle. I almost need a gong when you come in, man. Wait a minute. Wait.
Mr. T, gong,
No,
gong,
no, no,
Mr.
no,
T,
no, no,
gong.
no, 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 no.
Gong.
That doesn't work anymore. I'm going to buy us a gong. I'm going to buy us a gong. I almost have enough saved up. It's got to cover that whole back wall.
I need the hammer.
Ah,
Which one's gone?
that really don't
You're
work.
gonna go out now. No.
In and out, in and out. You're almost like a cat now. What the hell? Sorry, Jack. You're. Jack, the purveyor of putty tats everywhere.
What you smoking, Bones?
One of his patented tiny smokes.
Cognac, if you'd like them. Oh, did I leave those there?
Perfectly fresh. You gotta remember, it's probably about 35 degrees in here at all times.
We'll have to open the door up.
Yeah, we don't want to choke him to death. Stop it!
Oh boy, I could build a log house with these.
Holy shit! I thought you smoked more of those than that.
I don't smoke heavy.
Nah, I was talking about him.
He-
I'm surprised
he-
I'm surprised he left that many down here.
I'm sorry, Mr. T,
I'm
but
good.
Merry Christmas to you.
Drop your knife on the floor.
That's all right.
Stay down there. He's trading one for another.
That's protection against somebody sneaking up through the floor.
You know?
At 45,
Do you have any?
45 work better.
Commissioner! We need to designate a pattern here.
That's all right. I'm grabbing by his testicles. A pinch between the cheek and
Grab your
down the
balls
field,
like
so
Michael
relax
Jackson.
it in there.
Put you back here.
Boy, where's this show going to? I don't know, but somewhere around here.
What makes you think it's going anywhere? Here, hold that.
Somewhere around here is a show. Somewhere.
Somewhere? That actually causes peace and contentment. I ain't gonna do it right now. 2, they're small. You'll survive. Your wife might get set up, you asshole.
You can break the
You've been inhaling. You've been hating raffle smoke for how long? And this is gonna bother you? I don't think so.
That way
Since you don't want to fall in that
the air will blow out of there.
Think about it for a minute. That's a nice shirt. You'll never get it back.
Warning: the Sturgeon General.
The Sturgeon General.
Yeah, the Sturgeon
Sounds fishy
General.
to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to do that.
It's a rather big fish too, sturgeon.
Big fish in a small pond. Put those. Wait a minute. Punch.
Punch and Judy.
No, you don't understand. I know you don't understand. However,
Dominoes and biscuits, amen.
I'm sorry. Good smoke. Hey, Mike. What? You got a show to do. I know. I don't care.
Yes, you do.
There's a sort of. I know.
If you didn't,
I'm lying my ass off. Shut up.
If you didn't care, you wouldn't be here.
This is true.
Get back on track. That's all.
So, see, now you're back on track. No more squirrels, Mr. T. Don't let none in.
He cracked the door. We're screwed. And they're not coming up under the floor either. They heard you.
If you want, you
I
can,
picked up the glass. I put it back down. I picked it. Hey, Mike, drink some whiskey.
if you want, crack that window so it'll draw that way. Maybe.
It just doesn't have the bite to the stuff I like. It'll probably get me verschnicketed.
Go ahead, open it wide open.
Freeze.
No. We have heating sources.
That may change the air pattern so it blows out that way.
Power to the shields here.
Yeah.
Henry! Now, Mr. T is not avoiding any bear. He's been trying to track a bear. The bear has been giving him the rigid digit.
Probably hibernated now.
You know what you need to do?
Wait a minute. I fucking forgot about that aspect.
In the spring,
You're probably right.
In the spring, get a half a cow,
Boom.
go out there and tie it up in the tree so it rots. So when he starts coming out of his den to hibernate, he'll be after that.
Probably catch the Bigfoot that's supposed to be up that way anyway.
Well, 6 1 half
What
dozen.
the hell's
the other.
Hillary doing around here?
Oh, did you see where the guy out west shot at a guy because he thought it was
I
a
thought it was a
Bigfoot?
Bigfoot. Yeah. I'm sorry. Does the word dumbass have any deep-seated meaning for you? It should. I will explain. No, that is too much. I will sum up. There is no Bigfoot that we can prove. You are shooting at shit that doesn't exist. God, do I want to say this? You should not be allowed to have guns.
Some people.
But I do know.
I don't know if I can do that, because that leads an open door for the assholes that involved.
I do know that if you ever decide to go on a Bigfoot's hunting safari, I know where there's a gun that's big enough to do the job.
Huh.
375 H&H Magnum.
You just want to shoot that one again.
Yeah.
Let's be honest about it. Now.
It keeps my shoulder and neck limber.
That is kind of interesting. The people that are supposed to turn in all their high-capacity magazines in New Jersey ain't fucking doing it.
Some guy from New York wanted to know why I didn't come up to New York.
These are new normal.
I don't think that's what they're talking about. I think they're talking mostly handguns because that's the stupidity that we deal with here. The simple fact that you have a rifle that will slip
Same
into.
thing.
Probably really?
Yes.
One more.
But this has become Army standard.
30 rounder.
30 rounders.
Yeah. 20 rounders are only if you got a 308 caliber.
That's all passive.
Tell that to my FNFAL fucker. Passe my screaming balls.
I'm saying, I mean, 20 round was the standard.
You got it close to 300. I'm picking you off at 700. Nah.
20 round had been the standard, and the 30 is now the standard.
I don't honestly think I've ever seen a 20 round 223 magazine.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you can.
Well, probably. Well, you have because you're a gunsmith. You have because you've actually used them
I
for the
got
manner
some.
that they existed.
I got
The
some.
first magazines that came out with the M16 for Vietnam were 20 rounders.
Waste of fucking time there.
Well, it sure was.
Now I got to admit, I like 20 rounders for my AK simply because it makes it easier to get prone. However, I also had that one clear 40 rounder strictly for open carry marches. But why, yes, I do have a fully loaded weapon. Thank you for noticing. By the way, man, the squirrel is strong tonight. Thank you so much. We have an open carry rally coming up in Harrisburg. I got to double check. It's either the 5th or the 7th. Thank you for noticing. You are encouraged to show up. You are encouraged to have your weapon either on your hip or slung. They didn't say anything about loaded magazines. I'm assuming at least half would have them, whether you told them not to.
If you don't have a
What?
loaded magazine, you're carrying nothing but a club.
Pretty much. Just saying not having one locked and loaded. Ain't nothing stopping you from having one in your back pocket. If you are there for political protest, I can understand the mentality. It's the same routine we had. It was discussed before we did the open carry rally up in Erie. Everybody said, we're going to lock and load. And everybody pretty much said, lock and load. And everybody was, which is one of the reasons why the cops were very polite when they ordered us to disperse. And we didn't do it. How did they word this? Boy, are we all over the map on this one tonight. Once you step across this boundary, you are violating city ordinance. No law, city ordinance. He made it very clear. I think he was actually on our side, but because his paycheck tells him he's got to do something, the only guy we had a problem with was a representative of the SWAT team that showed up.
Yeah.
He wanted to bring out their armored car.
He was gun-ho. He wanted to get a fight going.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Because he said, I got the armored car right sitting around that corner. By God, it was.
Well,
Well, it
good.
wasn't.
Let it sit there and rust. I don't give a
That's
shit.
not a problem. Just don't wear a yellow vest to the carry event.
Well, if
Well,
it works
yellow
for the
vest
French,
is very French, so there wouldn't be a rifle within 1,000 miles of these people. Am I wrong?
well, they got to know who the protester is.
So you can target them?
That's
exactly
right.
correct. I'm wearing yellow. Shit.
He figured that one out.
Nerd.
No, you go around. Hey, where this vest? Where this vest? Why this?
But my friend, you are a police. Why would you want me to do this? I'm with you, man.
That's so we don't hurt you when we come charging through the crowd.
Actually, I've seen places where the cops are standing down and joining the protesters. It's damned interesting. You know, this kind of solidarity with the people would have been great if you could have used that when the Muslims were walking through the streets.
Yeah.
Paris is a shithole. Nobody cares if you burn it down. Why? You left it go to the Muslims. Welcome to the Christmas show at Braveheart Radio.
You didn't care about it when the Nazis come marching in to fight, so why are you going to fight the Muslims
They
now?
brought money.
That's not very nice. The French fought it.
No, they
Shit.
didn't.
Yes, they
No,
did.
the resistance fought. The French bent
No,
over and
no,
spread
no,
their
no,
cheeks
no.
on their
The
ass.
French fought.
Bullshit.
Oh,
Well,
bullshit.
they fought, but they did it very badly.
Give me that.
It was a failure of doctrine, not morale and French-alon. I don't even
Yeah,
want to hear it.
Then leave. Because
No, he's
the French are
actually
a bunch of
true.
rifle dropping
He's actually
surrender
true.
monkeys.
Yeah,
Exactly true.
they've demonstrated it on several occasions.
Indeed, we've had to bail their asses out
You
in two
already
wars.
found out that the shore beef French tank.
Aloha, snack bar.
It's kind of immune.
I don't think I have a yellow vest anymore, because we've all gone to orange over here. Orange and that
If I'm gonna demonstrate, I'm not wearing orange or yellow.
camo. Has anybody seen Daryl? Big guy. No, he's over there. Okay.
Urban camo, whatever. Totally Polish. They're great.
Look for the guy carrying the Garand. Everybody else has got something this magazine
right.
said. Not him.
It's on a high capacity.
Big piece of wood. You thought he was carrying a club? Takes a big damn bullet about like that. And it shoots through trees. Really? Yeah. Are you sure? I watched him do it. Who's tested it? Don't say it too much. We don't want you to know how far we've gone afield with this stuff. Now. Ow. One day you'll have to deal with this, son. When you can sit down on a toilet and realize how cold the water is. That day will come.
Get the plunger out. Guys, when you get the plunger out, take care of the backup.
No, this is without it being backed up.
Anyway.
And it won't be,
I don't even know why in the hell I went
and it
there.
won't be chestnuts roasting over an open fire, neither.
No.
We'll be drowning.
Dunk. Hi, kids. How the hell are you?
And it also won't be Dunkin' Donuts.
Do they even exist anymore?
Somewhere.
Everything's a Krispy Kreme these days, and those things are too fucking sweet.
Putting a Dunkin' Donuts up by the AutoZone.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be out there where Dr. Levito's old
Okay. Yeah, I know where you're talking
veterinary
about.
store hospital was.
Is it AutoZone, or is it? No, we got an AutoZone. Where the hell's going in there?
I thought it was going up on the hill, going up towards.
Son of a bitch! I know the auto parts store that's going in, which makes no sense because you got auto parts store. We got plenty. Everybody's got something. All right, let's see. We're gonna knock that shit off. I had a camouflage jacket once. I put it in the closet and never found it again. Stop that.
You need to get the right pair of glasses so you can detect it.
Europe is a lost cause, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Never gonna get that genie back in the bottle unless they. Hey, Mike. Shit, do I really want to say this?
Go ahead.
They could take a page from the 30s Germany. Woof.
Oh, Russia.
But see, they're being
Indeed.
they're being one step smarter than the Germans, though. These Muslims, they're taking over control of England, so they would not give us a land base to be able to build up enough supplies to launch an invasion to take it back.
We have to nuke England in order to save it.
That's right.
Thank
No
you,
big
Nancy
loss.
Pelosi.
That'll make it
Nancy
easy.
Pelosi, stop that.
That'll make it easy for bringing in the Air Force for the air
Well,
bases.
it's already paved over and smooth as glass. No problem.
Yeah.
Actually, it is kind of glass.
Yeah, probably black. All you gotta do is go put the lines on it.
What the hell's going on out there? Mike's down there with a spray can. Again? Yeah. He got a deal on the spray cans. He's doing it himself. Well, that's damn decent of him. We'll hang out up here and we'll refuel when he's done.
And he's using Rust-Oleum too.
Always. I always go with quality. We have no idea. Actually, there is some shit that we do want to do tonight. There's no guarantee we're ever going to get within 1,000 yards of it.
It's the first hour of it.
Don't you think I just looked at that shit? Jesus. I'm sorry, that's my fault.
Well, I do want to get to that letter.
I'll tell you what. How much time do you need?
Just about 2 minutes to read the two
Go ahead and do
clauses.
it because we got some grumpy shit here. Apparently, people have been doing stupid shit to Daryl again, and you kind of need to know what your government's up to. These are parts of the swamp that still need to be drained. Actually, I'm thinking about burning them to the ground. Why drain them? Just burn them. Just burn them down. DC is built in a swamp.
Okay,
We'll
I
be able
got
to
this
read
letter
about it.
from the
How about it?
Department of Human Services from Pennsylvania.
Hold on. You're not human. You don't apply.
Yeah, so where's my benefits?
Exactly correct. Rave on, McDuff.
We have received your application for SNAP. That's a supplemental nutritional food program that they have. And
Shit,
we are
0 for 2 here,
reviewing
man.
it. You
What
may
the hell?
still
It's like-
qualify for SNAP, but you are not eligible for expedited SNAP benefits because your household does not meet one of the following criteria.
Enjoy this, kids. You have to meet one of these in order to get assistance.
Everyone in the household must be a migrant or seasonal farm worker with income that started or stopped before application, and together they cannot have more than $100 cash. The household has $100 cash or less, and all monthly income before expenses is less than $150.
Time out a second. Hold on to that just for a second and we'll get into it. Guys, this gives you some idea of the financial situation here at the station. This is one of the reasons Daryl's out there doing what he can to try and maintain. Normally he wouldn't do this kind of crap, but that's why we do the PBS every so often, okay?
How long have we been on the air?
About
23
years.
24 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
24 come spring.
This is, and all that time, in 22 years or 3 years or 4 years, I've been able to keep it running. This is the first time in that long a time that I've had to take and get down to desperation that I'm in.
Well, first of all, they took away your ability to earn a living. Then Kathy's medical problem took away her ability to do anything. Then my blood pressure took away for me to even donate to the station, let alone try to keep it up.
Well, then Social Security took away my right to work papers. And
exactly.
In the process of applying for Social Security benefits over a period of years, they told me that I had too many assets, so I had to sell them off. And then after I did that, to the tune of about $22,000 each time.
Indeed.
They come along and said, oh, you wouldn't have had to do that. We could have worked around it. I am tired of being screwed by the system.
Don't see this very often.
One day, things are going to go hot.
Don't
know where, don't know when, but someday it's going to go hot. I'm going to round them all up and send them all back to Africa. I mean, all back where they came from.
It's not Africa. Dude, Africa isn't even involved in this shit.
No, it boils down to the assholes in Washington and your state capitals are the ones that set these programs up, and they're the ones that are screwing.
Well, you know what the worst part about it is? We're the ones that put them there.
Well,
therein lies the problem. And we.
Some of them I put there, some of them I voted out.
Not just you, man. Not just you. See this?
But
and
you're right.
To be perfectly honest, that's the reason we're here on the air. Because shit has gotten that stupid. Somewhere along the line, somebody decided that they don't have to earn their keep. And the ones who are earning their keep have got to pay for you. I don't know where you got this idea, but it is generally accepted. We've gone past the tipping point. That used to be the aberration. That used to be the one that was a rarity. Now, it's expected that you should be given everything you need to survive because, well, I'm me. I'm important. I'm special. You really want to know how special you are?
38 special. Take care of that.
Kick ass, brother. Cheap and accurate. I like that. Only because Daryl is ethnically challenged?
Yeah, I am not. I am not female.
Wait a minute. Ethnically, not.
Well, wait, I'll get there. Let me get there.
He's making my head hurt.
The
again.
worst, the best thing to be in this country is number one, female, black, white, or not a citizen of this country. If you are a white or black male working, you're screwed.
You went too far afield. I could have narrowed it down even further. However, be that as it may, gentlemen, bullshit amongst yourselves. Well, actually, I can probably get into the next hour with a little help. Because we got to take a break. I don't know what the fuck happened.
I need more black velvet. That didn't even faze me.
It is black velvet, too. Let's talk about
that.
Hold on.
On an empty stomach.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, that's bullshit. It's only 80 proof.
There's
this is weak ass.
It takes 2 shots of that to do the work of one.
No shit. This won't even disinfect the wound.
Give me that. I'm pouring in my big.
Hey, guess what?
Quit insulting my drink of choice, you cock. I donated that.
You should have killed it by now. What the hell's wrong with you? You got to remember, most of the shit I do starts at about 58.
Well, I mean, I told you I don't drink enough. That's proof.
Easy on that. Well, that's yours. Pour mine to the proper level, because I still got to drive here in about 3 hours. I said proper level, faggot. I love it when he's shaking. That's good. That's good.
You ready for something? No?
One of us in here has to remain sober. What about you?
Why get the further to drive?
He's not old enough to drink.
Not tonight.
Are you sure?
He's got to drive.
How far do you got to drive?
He still has to figure out what the arrows mean on a one-way street.
I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, wait a minute. Kids, we'll be right back. You're listening to Pennsylvania American Patriot Radio, Braveheart, 88.7 FM. Boy, are we going to fuck with somebody here in a minute. We'll be right back.
Gotta go make...
Every blue, those every blue. It's snowflakes. It start falling. Every that's when those every blue. In memories, it's start calling. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas up with your wife. But I'll ever be a blue Christmas. Oh, baby, I'll miss you. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas up with your wife. But I'll ever be a blue Christmas.
You're listening to the small station with the big mouth, Pennsylvania American Patriot Radio, Braveheart, 88.7 FM, Meadville, Pennsylvania.
The following program may contain adult language and adult content. Listener discretion is advised.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Last minute.
Santa Claus. Ho, 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 ho. Flying through the snow, can you hear him? Ho, ho, ho. He's so full of cheer, only has to work one day a year. Cheer How do the reindeer pull his sleigh? Nobody sees him as he travels the world. Leaving his presents for the good boys and girls. Sees every move you make. Better be good for goodness sake. Leave him cookies and beer. He'll be back to your house first next year. Santa Claus. Ho, 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 ho. No one else will help us to get through. So by ourselves, we'll know just what to do. We are connected. We'll never be alone.
We should be back. Squeal! And Emily. Metal Christmas is wrong? No. Considering everything that has been done to the holiday season? You know, if you hadn't have done anything, I would have completely forgot about it. Honestly, I'd already lost picking on you. However, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. You've even corrupted the damn horse this time, motherfucker. Normally we like the horse. The horse is cool. Not this one. Ha! Hey, Daryl. You, before we left, when we last left our heroes, no, I'm not. Okay, hold on. I'm not caving. I haven't figured out whether or not I'm doing it yet, because there are certain aspects to what I'm doing tonight that follow in order. It also depends on whether or not I can get through to YouTube fast enough to pull up the right one. So, I'm working on it. I haven't decided yet, but I'm not caving to the snowflakes, because most of the listeners here would probably have no problem with it. However, generally in the third hour, we try to get a little bit more of the season, not necessarily bad-mouthing everything in sight. Chipmunks roasting on an open fire is actually running neck and neck with Dean Martin's Baby It's Cold Outside. Yeah. I'm giving you kids an hour to decide which one we do.
Both.
We ain't got time. We ain't got time to really do it.
Vote now, vote often.
Yes. Even if you're dead.
This is not Chicago.
Shit.
Even if you're dead, send in a proxy.
Okay. Send in a proxy with the dead guy. Anyway. Our bludgeoner-in-chief here apparently did something recently that you alluded to as far as his directional capabilities are concerned.
He didn't look for...
Explain in detail.
He did not follow the arrows from the Indians, and he went the wrong way. Instead of running from the Indians in the direction the arrows were going, he ran towards the Indians, and he got picked up.
They did stop you. Well, bitch.
So, but I can understand that mistake. He is a new driver. He is a new driver, and he lacks a lot of experience.
Well, I've got to say this in all fairness. When I was a pizza delivery guy, there's no such thing as one-way streets. Just.
Well, I'm only going one way.
Exactly correct. That was my mentality. And the faster you go the wrong way, the sooner you're out of the danger zone. So I hit. Shit. Wow. 1 block, maybe 2 at the most. At warp factor 2, and you're out of there, and nobody knows you were there.
I will have to say, Randall, you're not the only one. When I was going downtown, I saw 3 cars go the wrong way, one right after another on a one-way street.
To be perfectly fair, there was a period of time where it seems like every other week they were changing which streets were one-way, which streets were two-way. The one that goes right past the Firehouse Pub.
Yeah.
Okay, the one that's right alongside it.
That.
Yeah.
What's that?
Not to mention that.
Aha! Of the ha variety.
I told you shouldn't have gone to the pub that way.
Now you know why I know about these things. I can't tell you how many times I've done it and have not been caught. I hate that street with a passion. And the simple fact that they relocated the police station on that street, that was a dumb move on your part, man. It really
They now can look down and see.
I was driving. Daryl, I just gotten off school, and Daryl texted me, and he goes, "Hey, don't come home before 6 o'clock, and text before you do." And naturally, I go over to the shop, and I go, "Well, it's funny you say that, because my boss told me not to come into work today." So I had plenty of time to kill.
No doubt.
He come out to visit me for a while.
We need to do a pub crawl.
Yeah.
Sometime after the first of the year.
Yeah.
I will have to get somebody to take my shift because I am going to be so verschnicketed.
Unless things change dramatically, I won't be able to do that.
Hey, dude, I'm on the same page as you are. This is something we got to plan for.
I know, but I'm just saying.
That's okay.
So far, every place we've gone to get help has turned us down because
you make too much money.
Yeah, make too much money.
Or you're the wrong skin tone.
I'm not a migrant worker.
You're not allowed to work. They took away your right to work. Guess what? You ain't working anywhere. Why? They said you couldn't. They can't use that against you. That's horseshit.
And I'm still suffering from VA screw.
So anywho's it? I have one last thing left that we're going to try, and that is Mother's taken our electric bill down to a woman's help thing to get them to pay the electric bill. If that does that, then instead of having $23 a month to live on, I may have $200.
Kind of a difference. Kind of a difference. That's one of the reasons why.
But I will be
lights on in here.
But I will be able to take care of all my bills at that point. But $200 a month is not a lot to live on.
Oh well. Become a hemp farmer.
I thought about that, but
I don't know if you've got enough land out here to make that viable.
Oh, I don't need about 5 plants.
I don't think we're talking the same kind of hemp you are. I admire your stick-to-itiveness. However,
I only need about 5 plants.
Just think though, if Harrisburg legalizes marijuana, he can grow that here. He doesn't need guns to worry about. He can't turn anything in.
Yeah, I know. 5 plants, 10 plants. I can clear the whole back quarter off and put maybe 100 in.
Yeah,
don't do that when I'm on camera, man. Don't do that.
He's got a fence naked deer.
But when they
the
do
deer
that,
ain't leaving. Why not? They're too stoned to figure out how they got here.
I get help. I get high. They get
deer's
high
just
with the
standing there
help
going,
of a friend.
Wolf is talking about that, isn't he? He made comments on 2 different
Well,
occasions.
some Democratic congressman of ours decided it's time for Pennsylvania to move up. You know, whatever it was. You know, so
I think he wanted to say get high, but I don't think he could actually say that on
Wolf said,
camera.
you know what?
He wants us to get higher up the ladder.
Somewhere.
I'll give you that one. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Anyway.
Daryl, yes, become a hemp farmer. All you have to do is file the paperwork.
Hell with the paperwork.
That dude. That's the paperwork. I shouldn't have to explain that to you. Wait a minute.
Hell with the paperwork. This would be my paperwork.
Puff, puff, pass. It's 420 somewhere.
Why ruin good hemp with paper?
Because that's the way it was done originally.
Yeah, but I get the full benefits this way.
I don't think you'll understand.
And I don't get the contaminants that are in the paper.
Today's weed, and how many times have I fucking said this? It's not your granddaddy's weed.
There you go.
The hemp that you're growing. I gotta watch this shit. The hemp that you will be growing is somewhat more robust, let us say, than the hemp of our day.
Yeah.
Even the hemp of my day, which is probably an order of magnitude better than the shit you had. You were smoking corn silk. I've only caught a buzz twice in my entire life off of weed because, first of all, it takes entirely too much to get me high. My friends don't want to spend that much on dope. And secondly, I'm a control freak. I don't like being that far out of control. Because when I'm high, I ain't doing shit.
Since you're letting something out of the bag.
And why the hell not?
I and my younger brother, tried smoking pot back in 1960.
Oh, the hell, maybe 1% THC.
About 1964 it was, 65, right in that area. And
Jack, you're wonderful. You would probably qualify for a loan for a startup business. Yes!
Yes! Pennsylvania! Pass law!
Shit! Son of a bitch.
So,
hey, Daryl, we need to look into this.
So anyway, he had a bunch and we were smoking. He was getting buzzed like crazy and nothing. Nothing to me. Nothing. So I just quit. He says, well, if you don't get buzzed off of 3 cigarettes, it's not going to do you.
You're immune.
Yeah.
You know, they say you got to try it 2 or 3 times before you actually get high, right?
I did. 2 or 3 cigarettes at one time.
Not with today's weed. With today's weed, one joint will get everyone in this room high, and we don't even have to smoke it. Just let it burn in the damn ashtray and go.
What? You just let the pipe do
I'm at a Stones concert, man.
Okay, Randall, we're done with you. You can go now.
Actually, you were fully involved in that. That was absolutely fine. I mean, you show no embarrassment, which is cool. You shouldn't. Everybody in this town has been caught,
defying the Indians.
Son of a bitch, that's exactly where I was going with it.
Should have killed all them freaking savages when we had the chance.
No shit.
Balls to finish the job.
It just... And the simple fact that I knew where the hell you probably got nailed. That street has been the bane of my existence.
Take a sniff.
Stop it.
The audience can't sniff.
You now won't do it.
It was. It's just your ears are fucked. Why? You're old. No.
Hey, wait a minute.
How you doing?
What's that?
What's that?
What's that?
Who's got more gray hair in this fucking room? Take your hat off, fucker. Shut up. I don't care if you are older than me. I'm older than you. God damn it. Fucking whippersnappers. I'll tell you what.
It's all natural.
Nah, ain't worth the effort. All right. Well, we managed to kill off that. Oh, hang on here. Don't want to go to the tube of you.
Ooh. Maybe do a story or two.
I had a, well, these are old.
These are new.
All right, let me see what
These
you
are
got
current.
here. Because I still want the one article. Unfortunately, because I've indulged in a little bit of this, I can't remember the website I used to find it.
Hey, don't you take that one pack away. Confounded engine giver.
Ooh. Fuck, I didn't really want to go that far into it. All right.
That's right. I'm part Algonquin. I'm not offended. So.
Couple.
No, a couple, almost a full pack.
Hold on. Really? Interesting. I hadn't seen this one yet. Lawsuit challenges the new rule banning bump stocks.
Yes.
Interesting.
Did Donnie actually go through with that?
No, he didn't. The ATF did.
The ATF did. I thought they did a ruling that
Well, the
way
ATF,
before.
the ATF twice before all this shit came to the fore, has already said that bump stocks are a part. They're not a machine gun. They're not. There's no reason to ban them, according to them.
Well, they changed that.
You know, I'm sure somebody pressured them into opening the big fucking mouth. We might get to that here in a minute. However, let us do this. Because these two... triple amputee vet crowdfunds the border wall. Which, last time... before I came in, I checked his amount. He's up to $14 million in crowdfunding to build the wall.
Yeah, the last update I have is over 13 now.
Well, when I came in, before I came in tonight, Democrats opposing Trump's request for $5 billion for a border wall. Okay, after only a couple of days, the fund established by Brian Kolfage, K-O-L, C-O-L. Hey, Mike, can you read? No. All right. K-O-L-F-A-G-E. I'm saying Kolfage is probably wrong. If you win, I'll drop the one knee and beg forgiveness. Fuck it. All right. Has raised more than $7.7 million. It is amazing how fast this son of a bitch is
He
growing.
only started a week ago Monday.
Yeah, in 3 days he got up to like $3 million. Hey guys, well, Donald said that the Mexicans were gonna pay it. Eventually they fucking will. Do you want to wait until they pay for it before it's built? Don't be stupid. Let's get it built and then make them pay for it. And we can. We've got several ways of doing it. A fee to send money back across the border to your family.
High fee.
Doesn't even have to be
50%.
high. Do you know how many fuckers we got in this money?
50%. It'll get done quicker.
I don't need quick. It doesn't need to be quick. And the heck of it is, we have a new president in Mexico who is a socialist, a light socialist, but also a nationalist, who has said he wants to make his country better so that they're not all running to us. He's willing to work with the Donald. It's fucking awesome. Now, let's see, where did I put it? All right. The campaign title, We the People Will Fund the Wall, and we've been making jokes about this on the Book of Face forever. If you would pay to buy one brick to build the wall, would you do it? Here's $100, whatever you need, get it done.
If I had the money, I would be sending some money to GoFundMe for
No
that.
shit, I haven't got that far yet. Maybe if we're still working on putting together the GoFundMe site come April, we might want to put together a fundraising rally.
Hey.
You know where we're going with it?
Yeah.
We got some time here.
Free hemp.
It's probably not.
Grown locally, too!
Just charge.
Help support the radio station.
Just charge a small parking fee.
Because you ain't driving anywhere.
We'll get some designated drivers.
Oh, shit. All of them are carrying a badge. You didn't know that, did you? Okay. Anyhow, moving on, by God, shouldn't we?
I should make up a Uber card.
Shut up. It's good shit, but I ain't gonna get anywhere at this rate. Man, my beer's warm. Hang on.
We'll quit drinking the whiskey and drink the beer.
Exactly. This is your fault. You know, seeing how it's supposed to be a Christmas show eventually.
Merry Christmas.
Jingle bell.
Good night, everybody.
Baby, it's cold
See you.
outside.
See you in 2 weeks. Fuck you. Anyway. Let's see.
Well, it says right there, welcome to the nut house.
The hell, they never see that.
The funny farm.
We almost need a handheld camera to go around to a couple of these signs. Be that as it may. Let's see. Let's see. The campaign titled "We the People Will Fund the Wall," yes, we will, aims to raise $1 billion to help fund the wall that became a major plank in Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. That's why we voted him in. Build the motherfucking wall. The majority of the American people, even some Democrats when you talk to them, which is amazing to me, will say, we need to get that thing built. Really? Why don't you stop trying to ass rape Trump and help him out? Well, we can't do that.
You'll betray our party, huh? Communist Party.
He's dead, Jim.
Last time I checked, a politician is supposed to work for us.
Oh, no.
What an interesting concept that is.
How long ago was that you checked?
Well,
Must have been 20 or 30 years ago or
40.
centuries ago.
40. Trust me. In most of my lifetime, politicians believe there are anointed betters. Shouldn't have gone down this road.
Right, back up.
Father, fucking forgive me for this
Back
one.
up.
I
Put it in
can't.
reverse.
I gotta do this one. First of all, elected officials are not our anointed betters or our masters. They're our fucking employees. If you really want to know what an election, what a campaign for a public job is, that's a job interview. And you have to prove to us that you're somebody we want. Now, there are certain parts of the country where the people who are hiring are fucking stupid, because once you place that kind of power in somebody's hands, they forget about you. It's time we start making these people remember who the hell we are. The simple fact that we have a president who knows he's an employee. That's part of the article I wanted to bring up, if I can remember how the hell to get to it. Donnie's not a politician. He's a CEO. He handles the thing as a business. Let's say you're building a skyscraper. You've just finished with the masonry and the brickwork. Now you need some steel workers. Do you keep the bricklayers on? No, you're done with them. They've done their job. Time to hire the steel workers, which is basically what's going on with General Mattis. When we started out, we needed an ass kicker. We need somebody that says, if you fuck with us, I'll kill every one of you. We needed that. But now that thing has moved. I need the rest of the article. It's a long article. I can get through it in about a half hour, but it's part of the whole paradigm here. It goes along with this as well. You have to understand what he's doing and what he's up to. I've been studying it. I've been going around various places to get other people's opinions. Some people just absolutely cannot deal with the fact of who we have running the show. He's not what you dealt with before. He has a different way of working things. He's running this country as it should have been all along, as a business. One of the old memes, and I hate using that term, but it's the only thing you fuckers are going to understand anymore, used to be, the business of America is business. We do it better than anybody else, or at least we used to. We were the global powerhouse that made the rest of the world turn. And then we started fucking ourselves in the ass. And giving away the store to anybody who does it. Well, we don't like the way you're doing this. Oh, we're so fucking sorry. I've got to find that article. It is 7:30. I want to find it. We'll get to this here in a minute. This is still good. Daryl, I need you, my friend, to do the gun shows and the PBS portion of the program. Stretch it out for a little bit. I've got some searching to do. So, gentlemen, take a deep breath. This is the part of the program we don't like to do, but we're going to do it anyway. Help! Several people. Wow. He bounced off the ledge 4 times. Should have wore a parachute, asshole!
I did, but it failed to open.
Wile E. Coyote School of Parachuting. Anyway.
It opened after I hit the ground.
This is the part of the program where we break out the begging bowl. And we're going to. However, To start off the program, Daryl, you've got the gun shows, including some that we are going to be at, and a chance to make some money. If you're in the area, get your ass over here and buy some shit, even if you don't need it.
Yeah, if you come to a gun show, you need it.
Before you do that, maybe we can.
Yep.
Okay. January 1st in Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania legislators meet and greet each other, and get their new assignments.
Right.
What do you do? Okay. Well, on the 1st, I don't know. Anyway, January 3rd, the new U.S. Congress adjourns in Washington, D.C. Now, not saying how fast they're going to move, but everybody probably heard by now, there's some anti-gun stuff in the works.
Indeed.
So
there always is.
If you want to get something, get it now, or I don't think they're going to take more. Well, it's going to take them time to get oriented and focused, because I think they want to screw down something first. But as long as we have the time to do it, especially if they're confused down in Washington to see who they're going to hit first, go out, buy that gun you've always wanted, or what you can afford, and buy ammunition. Please.
Gee, that A word. That A word.
Do it while you still can.
Yeah. Okay. First show that I have, I don't have the flyer here, but it's January the 12th and the 13th down in Washington, PA, at the Fairgrounds, Washington County Fairgrounds. It's a 450 table show. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go there. My funding just will not happen. Okay, then come January the 19th and 20th at Conneaut Lake. I will be there at the Conneaut Lake Sportsman's Club off of Route 18, Conneaut Lake, Pennsylvania. I will be there. Come by for me to keep this station going and keep me from going underground. Then, the following weekend is my show at Chapmanville Fire Hall, January 26th and 27th. Even if you don't buy anything, come to the gun show. Since I'm putting this on, the money will help keep me from going under, and the fire hall's kitchen will be open, so anything that you buy at the kitchen will keep the fire hall going. So that's January 26th and 27th. So put that on your calendar to be there. February the 2nd, down at Venango County Fairgrounds. I've already got my reservations in for it. I will be there February 2nd and 3rd at the Venango County Fairgrounds. That's on Route 62, headed towards Mercer, Franklin, PA. This one I still haven't figured out whether I'm going to go or not. It's Ridgeway, Pennsylvania, at their Cabin Fever show at the Ridgeway Rifle Club on 4677 Grant Road, Ridgeway, Pennsylvania. That's February 23rd and 24th. March the 2nd and 3rd, Hickory Post VFW and Hermitage, PA. Route 18 east of...
No, it's Route 62 east of Route 18 by 2 miles, or 9 miles west of Mercer Borough.
You need to put down the weed, dude.
Yeah. And then April the 13th and 14th at the Ashtabula County Fairgrounds.
Mike's favorite show.
This one's for you, Jack.
And Mike, too.
April 13th.
Maybe.
April the 13th.
It's in April.
14th.
Now, hold on. In April 3rd is my birthday. I have to decide. Man, this is going to be tough because I've been putting all the money, excess money I've got into my Jeep. I got to see if there's a decent priced AR for sale.
Well, if you go there, you might find something. Anyway,
Maybe. That's exactly
April
what
the
I'm going
13th and the 14th at the Ashtabula County Fairgrounds, Jefferson, Ohio. So be there, be square. Now, that's all I got for now.
So get your tax returns in early, get that refund back.
Ain't that a certifiable no shit of
and
that?
go to Ashtabula.
And the complacency has to stop. I think for the last year, the complacency set in because Trump was president. But right now, with the new Democratic-controlled Senate...
Well, they haven't been seated yet, but they're about to be.
The House, the House. once they get there, the filthy bastards are threatening all kinds of shit, and they do have, at least in the one house, the necessary votes to pass this legislation. Doesn't mean Trump will sign it, but the question is, if they do pass it, the Senate goes along with it, do they have enough
And that's the problem.
votes
There's enough traitors in the
to
Senate. They might go over.
overturn Trump's veto? So you
I
gotta
don't think
watch.
I don't think we got enough. To be honest, I think we're still fairly safe. It's going to be,
Well, we have to be
for the most
forever
part, a lot of sound and fury signifying nothing. However, kids, we've dealt with worse before. We've been living under worse before. We've all become complacent because things are looking like they were trying to get better, and we thought it would keep on keeping on. We can't be complacent. Keep acting as if you're expecting the knock on your door this morning, and that you are going to be a pariah, and they are going to take you to the camps, and you're never going to see daylight again. Just assume that don't get complacent. You can't. We haven't knocked the enemy down far enough yet. Now, let me do some looking here. All right, got that. That's coming over here. Okay. This here. Let's drop you down real quick to see where everybody is.
I'm right here.
Okay. Honestly, it's almost getting serious time now. You are there, which is very good. And to be honest, the next bit that I'm going to read off, I need your honest opinion from both of you. No booze, no jokes, no nothing, because it is very close to the way I'm thinking. I haven't found anything in it that I don't, but you, especially from a military standpoint, I need to know how you feel about some of these things. All right, let's get this back. No, that's not it. That's not where I want to go. Right here. There we go. All right. We've got about 20 minutes. I think we can do this, and we can do a little bit of retarded commentary. Hey, Mike. Juice up. Black Velvet is one of the few whiskeys we have in here where I can toss down a shot and it doesn't hurt, because it is weak. However, it is whiskey. So, this comes to us courtesy of a blog known as The Last Refuge. Ragtag bunch of conservative misfits. They are very into what used to be the workings of Andrew Breitbart. I was a big fan of Breitbart long ago. We all need to be Breitbart, and basically that's what we're doing here. So, this is called the Trump Doctrine. Economic security is national security. All right? And here we go. President Trump has been executing a foreign policy, a clear doctrine of sorts, where national security is achieved by leveraging U.S. economic power. It is a fundamental shift in approaching both allies and adversaries, summarized within the oft-repeated phrase, economic security is national security. Now, initially, given the nature of multiple military entanglements, a traditional military approach could not easily be reversed or dispatched. Defense Secretary James Mattis was the bridge to a path forward. President Trump removed military constraints, allowed rules of engagement that were much stronger, and let Mattis work on confronting and stamping out terror threats. In essence, an aggressive, let's get this over with approach. Every one of us loved it when the Mad Dog came on board. However, that strong-arm military approach cannot continue indefinitely because it will never end. James Mattis was and is one voice who doesn't want it to end. Hammers are useless without nails. War and intervention have a long history of unnecessarily expanding, if not constrained. The war machine turns into a military business. We've seen this over and over again. Candidate Trump, now President Trump, campaigned on the desire to bring U.S. troops home from all the, quote, stupid wars in part because they are also expensive wars. And as a direct consequence, the time for Defense Secretary Mattis was sure to come to an end. The Trump doctrine of using economics to achieve national security objectives is a fundamental paradigm shift. Modern U.S. history provides no easy reference. Demanding the restructuring of NATO or removing troops from Syria and Afghanistan, and quick note on that, we are pulling out of Syria. They're talking about 7,000 troops pulling out of Afghanistan to start. That happened this morning, the beginning of it. T, real quick, how do you feel about us pulling the troops back?
Long overdue.
Thank you.
Plus the fact, the sooner we get out of there, the sooner my son's unit will not go there.
Okay. I kind of figured that's where you would go from what we've talked about in the past. This is what I really wanted to get your opinion on.
In Syria, too.
Okay.
Well, they have 1 or 2 places to go.
Well, we'll figure out, because like I said, there's a lot here, so let's get back into it here. I really needed to know. I thought I knew. I needed confirmation, bro. Okay. Hang on here. Keep me away from the whiskey. It's honestly, well, let him have it.
Oh.
I mean, but I'm actually starting to catch a buzz. All right. Let's see. Demanding the restructuring of NATO or removing troops from Syria and Afghanistan will run counter to the favored policies of those who advocate for military deployments. Many are also benefactors on the business side of the military-industrial complex. However, with the rising global influence of China via their One Belt, One Road objectives, the economic confrontation is the modern battlefield. It is time for a shift. The nature of the Trump foreign policy doctrine, as it has become visible, is to hold manipulative influence agents accountable for regional impacts. Simultaneously, work to stop any corrupted influence from oppressing free expression of national values held by the subservient, disempowered people within the nation being influenced. There have been clear examples of this doctrine at work. When President Trump first visited the Middle East, he confronted the international audience with a message about dealing with extremist influence agents. President Trump simply said, "Drive them out." Toward that end, as Qatar was identified as a financier of extremist ideology, President Trump placed the goal of confrontation upon the Gulf Cooperation Council, not the U.S. The U.S. role was clearly outlined as supporting the confrontation, but we're not going to be the ones doing it. This is your job. We'll help you, but it's up to you. Now, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Egypt, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates needed to confront the toxic regional influence. The U.S. would support their objective. That's what happened. Right? Another example. To confront the extremism creating the turmoil in Afghanistan, President Trump placed the burden of bringing the Taliban to the table of governance upon primary influence agent, Pakistan. Here again, with U.S. support, Pakistan is the leading influence agent over the Taliban in Afghanistan. The Trump administration correctly established the responsibility and gives clear expectations for U.S. support. If Pakistan doesn't change their influence objective towards a more constructive alignment with a nationally representative Afghanistan government, it is Pakistan who will be held accountable. Again, the correct and effective appropriation of responsibility upon the influence agent who can initiate the solution is Pakistan. Right? The process of accurate regional assessment of influence comes with disconcerting sunlight. Starting to get a little dry here. Hang on just a second. Often these influences are not discussed openly. However, for President Trump, the lack of honesty is only a crutch to continue enabling poor actors. This is a consistent theme throughout all of President Trump's foreign policy engagements. The European Union is a collective, codependent enabler to the corrupt influences of Iran. Therefore, the assignment of responsibility to change the status is placed upon the EU. The U.S. will fully support the EU effort, but as seen in the withdrawal from the Iran deal, the U.S. will not enable growth of toxic behavior. The U.S. stands with the people of Iran, but the U.S. will not support the enabling of Iranian oppression, terrorism, and/or dangerous military expansion that will ultimately destabilize the region. Trump holds the EU accountable for influencing change. Again, we see the Trump doctrine at work. Perhaps the most obvious application of the Trump doctrine is found in how the U.S. administration approached the challenging behavior of North Korea. Absolutely. Rather than continue a decades-long policy of ignoring the influence of China, President Trump directly assigned primary responsibility for a reset to Beijing. China held, and holds, all influence upon North Korea, and has long treated the DPRK as a proxy province to do the bidding of Beijing's communist old guard. By directly confronting the influence agent and admitting openly for the world to see, albeit with jaw-dropping tactical sanction diplomacy, President Trump positioned the U.S. to support a peace objective on the entire Korean peninsula and simultaneously forced China to openly display their close-guarded influence. While the Red Dragon versus Panda influence dynamic is still ongoing, the benefit of this new and strategic approach has brought the possibility of peace closer than ever in recent history. No longer is it outlandish to think of North Korea joining with the rest of the world in achieving a better life for its people. Not only is President Trump openly sharing a willingness to engage in a new and dynamic future for North Korea, but his approach is removing the toxic influences that have held down the possibility for generations. By leveraging China through economics to stop manipulating North Korea, President Trump is opening a door of possibilities for the Korean people. This is what I mean when I say Trump is providing North Korea with an opportunity to create an authentic version of itself. What ultimately comes from the opportunity President Trump has constructed is entirely unknown. However, the opportunity itself is stunning progress, creating a reasonable pathway to prosperity for the North Korean people. Chairman Kim Jong-un has the opportunity to be the most transformative leader within Asia in generations, but it's still only an opportunity. Whether Kim Jong-un can embrace openness, free markets, and prosperity is yet to be seen. Freedom is a precariously scary endeavor, because there's always a danger loosening the grip on control can lead to fear, which can lead to even tighter, more authoritarian control. The commonality in these foreign policy engagements is the strategic placement of responsibility upon the primary influence agent, and a clear understanding upon those nations of influence that all forward efforts must ultimately provide positive results for people impacted who lack the ability to create positive influence themselves. One of the reasons President Trump is able to take this approach is specifically because he is beholden to no outside influence himself. It is only from a position of complete independence that accurate assignments, based on the underlying truth can be made. And that takes us to the ultimate confrontations, the trillion-dollar confrontations. A U.S. foreign policy that provides the opportunity for fully realized national authenticity is a paradigm shift among a world that has grown accustomed to corporate globalists, bankers, and financial elites who have established a business model by dictating terms to national leaders they control and influence. We have our own frame of reference with K Street lobbyists in Washington, D.C. Much of President Trump's global trade reset is based on confronting these multinational influence agents. When you take the influence of corporate financial brokers out of foreign policy, all of a sudden those global influence peddlers are worthless. Absent of their ability to provide any benefit, nations no longer purchase these brokered services. As soon as influence brokers are dispatched, national politicians become accountable to the voices of their citizens. When representing the voices of citizens becomes the primary political driver of national policy, the authentic image of the nation is allowed to surface. In Western, or what we would call a more democratized system of government, the consequence of removing multinational corporate and financial influence peddlers presents two options for the governing authority occupying political office. One option is to refuse to allow the authentic voice of nationalist citizenry to rise. Essentially, to commit to a retention of the status quo, an elitist view, a globalist perspective. This requires shifting to a more openly authoritarian system of government within both the economic and social spheres. Those who control the reins of power refuse to acquiesce to a changed landscape. Gotta do another one. Bro, if you can get me another one. This is getting damn dry. This is where I have fun. I'm sorry. This is where I have fun. This long. Balls. Alright, hang on. Oh, ice cold. That's nice. Alright. The second option is to allow the authentic and organic rise of nationalism. And boy, hasn't that been catching shit lately. I'm sorry, I am a nationalist. I love my country. That's what it means. You guys need to start erasing the nonsense that's buried in your head about, oh, nationalism is only Nazis and we knew you were Nazis all along. Fuck off, alright? The organic rise of nationalism. To accept the voices of the middle-class majority, to structure the economic and social landscape in a manner that allows the underlying identity to surface naturally. Fortunately, we are living in a time of great history, and we have multiple examples surfacing around the world. National elections in Poland, Hungary, Italy, Brazil, and right here in the U.S. via Donald Trump, highlight responses to dysfunctional multiculturalism and the financial influences from corrupt elites within the institutions of global advocacy. International Monetary Fund, the IMF, the World Bank, the World Trade Organization, WTO. Ah, shit, the usual suspects. Two specific reference points are playing out in real time. One is the UK and voices of the British people who have voted to Brexit the European Union. The second is Mexico and the July 1st, 2018 election of Andrés Manuel López Obrador. AMLO. That's how I'm going to pronounce it from now on because it takes too long to say the rest of his name. Now, he's a nationalist. In the UK, we see the government turning more authoritarian and distancing itself from the voices of the majority who choose to rebuke the collective association of the EU. In recent decisions, the government has taken a more harsh approach towards suppressing opposition, and as a consequence, oppressing free speech and civil liberties. Well, we could insert the example of Tommy Robinson here. If you paid any attention to that, you know where I'm going. I'm not going to explain it now. It takes too long. We don't have the time. Moving on. It doesn't come as a surprise to those who have followed the arc of history when the collective global elite are challenged or rejected. Globalism can only thrive amidst a class structure where the elites though few in number, have more controlling power over the direction of government. It is not accidental. The EU has appointed officials and unelected bureaucrats in Brussels as the primary decision-making authority. And when I first found out how they had that set up, holy shit. It's the very nature, by its very nature, the EU collective requires a central planning authority who can act independent of the underlying national voices. I've seen it repeatedly. As the Trump doctrine clashes with the European global elite, the withdrawal of the U.S. financial underwriting creates a natural problem. Subsidies are needed to retain multiculturalism. If a national citizenry has to pay for the indulgent decisions of the influenced class, a crisis becomes only a matter of time. Wealth distribution requires a host. Once again, wealth distribution requires a host. Get that in your mind. Since the end of World War II, the U.S. has been a bottomless treasury for EU subsidy. The payments have been direct and indirect. The indirect have been via U.S. military bases providing security, the NATO alliance, and also by U.S. trade policy permitting one-way tariff systems. Both forms of indirect payment are now being reversed as part of the modern Trump doctrine. Similarly, in Mexico, the Trump doctrine also extends towards changed trade policies, this time via NAFTA. The restructuring of NAFTA into the USMCA disfavors multinational corporations and financial holdings who have exploited structural loopholes that were designed into the original document. With President Trump confronting the NAFTA fatal flaw, we'll get into that a little much later date, the absence of the ability of corporations to influence the direction of the administration, the trade deal ultimately presents the same outcome for Mexico as it does for the EU. Less dollars. They don't like that. However, in Mexico, the largest systems of government are not as strongly structured to withstand the withdrawal of billions of US dollars. The government of Mexico is not in the same position as the EU and cannot double down on more oppressive controls. Therefore, the authentic voice of the Mexican people is likely to rise. I'm starting to see it myself already. Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, AMLO, sorry they threw it at me again, is a nationalist, but he is not a free market capitalist. AMLO is more akin to a soft socialist approach with a view that when the central governing authority is constrained and operates in the best interest of its citizens, equity can be achieved. Time out on the field. Have you ever seen a socialist government that operates under those conditions? Eventually, it becomes more emboldened, let us say. And you will obey without question. I have never seen a socialist country that has not gone in that direction. But we'll continue. The fabric of socialism runs naturally through the DNA strain of Mexico, and indeed much of South America. This is one of the reasons why previous Mexican governments were so corrupt. Multinational corporations always find it easier to exploit socialist-minded government officials. Boy, haven't we seen that. Now, when bribery and graft are the natural way of business engagement, the multinationals will exploit every opportunity to maximize profit. Withdraw the benefit, loophole exploitation, to the financial systems, and the bribery and graft dries up quickly. A bottom-up nationalist like AMLO is the ultimate beneficiary. The authentic sense of the Mexican people rises in the persona of Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. I want to see how this guy's going to play out. who actually does personify the underlying nature of the classic Mexican class struggle. I kind of like the guy. I hate saying it. He's the first guy, the Mexican president I've seen in a while I actually like. Beside the point. Thus, we see two similar yet distinct outcomes of the Trump doctrine. Within a highly structured UK parliamentary government, the leadership becomes more authoritarian and rebukes the electorate. Cops being told people who are being assaulted by Muslims to just look the other way. It's none of your business. And in Mexico, a less structured government becomes more nationalist, more prideful, Mexico, and embraces the underlying nature of the electorate. Donnie, you son of a bitch. It's not accidental. The historic nature of the UK is a monarchy, top down. And the historic nature of Mexico is populist, bottom up. All right? Revolution notwithstanding, both countries are now returning to their roots. We are indeed living in historic times. We've gone 2 minutes past the top of the hour. Gentlemen, anything you want to run into right now?
At the beginning, there was the key things about Trump and Mattis.
Indeed.
Bring the troops home.
It is a small issue.
But back in 1952 or 53, Dwight D. Eisenhower warned about industrial military complex.
Actually, I've read a couple of articles ancillary to this. They say that's exactly where they go. Well done. We don't have time to delve into it right now.
I was only 5 years old at the time, and I still remember that.
You understand history. You study history the same fucking way I do.
I wasn't born yet.
Neither was I. But history is basically history is my sport. History and politics are my sports.
But yeah, what Trump is pushing is, if the people leave him alone, is going to revolutionize the world without a revolution.
And the whole idea is using economics instead of military power to do it, which is far more effective.
But if they don't, you're going to see a bloodbath revolution.
And the United States is still the most powerful war machine on the planet. And I'll get into that at a much later date. However, we got to take a little bit of a break. You're listening to Pennsylvania American Patriot Radio, Braveheart, 88.7 FM. Boy, are we way behind. We'll see you in a bit. sure. I think we're back. Listen to third hour. Mikey's a little verschnicketed. And after that last bit of commentary, which I will confess, you give me a piece like that and let me run with it, I do enjoy it. Because I understand everything I'm saying for the first time in a long time. It's not a surprise. I understand the concepts that are being expressed.
Now you know the underlying reasons why all the certain people out there hate Trump.
Oh, absolutely correct.
He is bringing their domain to an end.
And that's exactly it.
The Soviets learned after 10 years they weren't going to win. They left. We're still trying after 17.
Truth.
Long overdue.
Truth.
And that's because they didn't do it right. We'll do it better.
How many times have you heard that?
Way
well,
too many.
they obviously didn't do it right, but it's going to work because we're doing it now. Fucking really? Do you know how many people throughout history have said the same goddamn thing?
I forget.
Wow.
I forget exactly how many troops were in Afghanistan by the Russians when they were in there.
Mr. Jones.
150,000, 200,000.
We will be gone for 2 weeks. We will not be back until January 5th. So, peace, love of God be with you. Enjoy the holiday season, and we'll see you in a couple.
Anyway,
Have at it.
The Russians had what, 150, 200,000 troops over
I
there?
don't remember exactly.
Somewhere in that neighborhood, give or take 50,000. If they could not defeat the Afghanis with that number of troops, how in the hell do you figure we're going to do it by keeping 14,000 troops into that country? It ain't going to happen, folks, and there's no point in put our men in there to a grinder and having them slaughtered or disfigured or wounded or have their limbs blown off of them.
There's several articles I did that were alongside what I just did. And all of them were saying exactly what you're saying right now. And I was a little hesitant. Like I said, every once in a while I'll find an article like this that I'm absolutely on board with. And it just ding, 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 ding. And I used to do this on a little more regular basis. Instead of doing little bits and pieces here and there and waiting for whatever you brought in, I'm out of ink. I'm out of ink.
I just got an
and
ink
I would
cartridge
do
in,
whatever
so-
you threw at me and whatever the kids in the chat room were talking about. And to those of you who are not used to me doing a long version of serious delving into a situation, I get it. Well, are you sure? Motherfuck.
Your mic no on?
My mic ain't on.
Hey, Mike, why don't you turn yourself on?
You really don't want to see that.
Flip his switch.
Not the timeout on the fucking field. Unless there's a 5 foot whore. 5 foot whore? Yeah, pretty much that's where we're going with it. 5'4" redhead with at least a 38D. It ain't gonna work. Just understand that right there now.
So.
Ain't got one in there? Ain't got one?
No.
Nothing there either?
And
He didn't have one with him. He's got everything else. I don't know how the fuck that happened.
Oh, you were still taking your shower. Okay.
Hey! By God, you should have told me that. She needs her back washed. See you fuckers later.
Film at 11.
Hold on. Let's think about that for a minute.
No wonder we can't keep the troops in Afghanistan.
Time out on a goddamn field. If I'm going to be in that damn field, there ain't going to be no film at 11. All right? I've seen me. Bullshit. I've seen me in a full-length mirror. I wouldn't screw me. That's besides the point. There's a lot of good money invested in this.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
And you gotta,
how the hell did we get off on this?
You got to maintain it, too.
How the hell did we get...
Squirrel.
Shut the hell up.
Moo.
Yeah, moo to you, too. Oh, horses up, horses up. No.
Right, that's right.
But anyway, we, after the initial...
Knock that shit.
After the initial reasons for being in Iraq. And
Exactly.
We should not have had our troops there. And we were, what, 17 years or 18 years into this? It should have been over in 6 months.
Hold on. I love you kids.
Uh-oh.
Bill comes back. He prefers G cups or better. Too much titty. I'm sorry. I like proportional. Large proportional, but proportional.
Remember
I've
this.
seen what you like. He's back. He looks like he's half shit-faced.
Remember,
cool.
remember this. Anything over a mouthful is a waste.
Fuck you and die.
But not anytime soon.
Bullshit! I'll kill him now. You taking that away from me? Son of a bitch. Now, Jack comes back and says, a 4'9" might spin better. Truth. Testify, brother. Testify. God damn, I miss being a young man. Be that as it may. And Emily comes back.
You don't want to know.
5'4"? You auditioning, sweetheart? Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. You're in Nebraska. That's at least
5 hours
35 hours from here. No.
We can do it faster than that.
Dude, Nebraska, trust me, I know the mileage.
We'll take a high-speed rail.
I'm driving my Jeep. Boy, is that going to be an expensive trip. At 15 miles to the gallon? Fuck.
That's what I said. We'll take the high-speed rail.
I'll probably get out there in the plains and get blown off the side of the road. God.
Blizzard.
Time out! Shop! Son of a bitch! I'm just drunk enough now that these guys can distract me real fucking easy.
He doesn't have to be drunk to do that.
No. I can resist a little bit better when I'm not paying attention. Holy hell. I've had 2 whiskeys. Cheap shit though it is, but 2 whiskeys. And 1.5 beers. Need to work on this. Hang on. I'm really hoping that you are, sweetheart.
And since we talked...
Besides, Emmy, I would need to go through 6 weeks of basic training before I would even go anywhere near that concept. Don't even worry about that shit. Be that as it may.
She left.
Anything more than a handful and you're risking a sprained thumb? Winner! Knock that shit off.
See, they know.
Because now I got shit floating around in my head, you bastard. Knock it off. I'm not supposed to be quite this verschnicketed. Yeah, take a look at what I'm drinking.
Daryl, did you add something to this?
Actually.
Cannabis oil.
Actually, that's probably the smoothest to be able to chug it down whiskey that there is. Kind of surprised.
Yeah, right here on the very bottom, the fine print. 5% cannabis oil.
Oh, dude, you do not want me stoned off of weed. Oh, motherfuck. You do not want me stoned off of weed. Oh. Lord, I apologize in advance. No. If we are going to get high off of weed on the air, because there's no fucking way we're not doing that.
I'm staying overnight at your place.
I didn't even have to ask. He's participating. Booyah! Life is good.
We can find you.
And I have been wanting to see you wasted on weed for years.
I've been wanting to see me wasted on
Poor Randall might have to carry all of it.
No, hold on. Randall, are you willing to partake?
Oh, I don't touch the devil's lettuce, man.
Designated driver. Fuck
Hey.
that. Designated driver. He's going to be able to get us from here to the house. Because we're going to need that help.
I ate regular lettuce and it damn near killed me.
Oh, wait a minute. Winner. God damn it. I know who Yulia is. My old computer had a separate file with just Yulia Nova. She's a Russian girl. Has been huge titties and regular standard body forever. All natural.
Seems to me I've known her.
And Lord, Forgive me, I know this is supposed to be a Christmas program. However, I'd give that girl a complete tongue bath and work real hard on the dirty spots.
That would be Jingle Bells.
Dr. Johnny Fever moment. No kidding.
That'd be Jingle Bells at its best.
The gutter squirrels are coming out. Booyah! That's us. There ain't no... I'm thinking black and white squirrels. It's almost frightening. Kind of like what Marcus did with those cats and that damn dog.
Well, I've seen some black squirrels.
Every one of his cats look the same as that damn dog. There's genetic experimenting going on there, and I know it.
Yeah, same color pattern. Same patchwork quilt.
What the fuck is the name of that cow?
Guernsey or Jersey?
No, because that's a brown. How now, brown cow?
Holstein.
Holstein! That's it! Thank you ever so much. Now you know I'm fucked up. Wow. I gotta drive tonight. Ah, shit. We had a whole herd at Marcus's place of Holstein cats. They were all the black and white. You know the modeling of the standard milk cow around here. That's the Holstein. The Holstein cats. He also had what could only be considered a cow-dog hybrid. Because this dog... Bruce. That you can't call him anything else. Bruce. Because he doesn't... There's no other name to call him. He's supposedly a dog. He's Bruce. Dog stands this fucking high. I am not kidding you. We went to Marcus's place. I recognized what it was. Didn't quite believe it. Daryl stared at that thing for about 3 to 5 minutes and did not know what he was looking at. Because it did not make sense to him. That's how big this fucking dog was. And he was a stray. Bruce was... I'm trying to remember the name. I can't right now because I am verschnicketed.
Miniature Holstein.
But basically, all the cats in Marcus's house looked exactly like that fucking dog. And as far as I can see, they were conducting genetic experiments there. I have no idea why, but they were successful.
The dog was happy.
No, you already in 3D printing.
Great Dane. Great Dane.
Yeah,
that's the dog. That's the breed.
He was bigger than a Great Dane, and he had.
Well, there was definitely Great Dane in the dog.
Yeah.
But you have no idea what the hell he fucked.
Yeah.
Or how he was produced, because the head was right here, and you could sit there, he would be over top of you, looking you in the eye.
Surprising. That's a Great Dane.
I've seen Great Danes. Kids can ride them as horses. Not this bitch. You had to see him, because he was lying on the floor and took up half the living room. Half. Not bullshitting.
He had the hair like a Saint Bernard, but not quite as long, but a lot more hair than a Great Dane.
It's just a big
Maybe
god.
It was an Italian Mastiff.
No, it wasn't a Mastiff. There's a certain facial features in the Mastiff. This wasn't. This was Great Dane facial features all the way.
A big dog.
I think he fucked the cow, and that's what happened. But basically, no. Somebody fucked the cow, and he happened. Now.
Perverts.
Hold on. Emmy never gave that a thought, but it might have been a cross between a Great Dane and an Irish Wolfhound. That would come in the hair.
Yeah, that would come in the hair and the size.
Yeah. Well, you need the Irish Wolfhound for the size and the fur, but you need the Great Dane for the size as well and the coloration. But half those cats thought Bruce was furniture. Okay, Bob, you know who the hell I'm talking about here. Apparently, Winterborn knows Marcus in the group. All right.
I want to go up to Marcus.
Everyone gets a paper tonight. No problem, sweetheart. I'm not gonna forget that.
I wanna go up to see Mark.
We need to figure out how to do it, and I'll figure out a way to get some time off to go with you, because I'm not going with you. Just understand that now. I ain't letting you run that far afield with nobody backing your play. No, somebody's got to back your play in case shit goes down. All right, just understand. Now,
I wonder if the FBI is still living across the street from him.
I'm pretty pretty sure.
Okay.
He knows.
She said, no, I'm saying Mike is so shit-faced that he'll deliver to everyone. Sweetie, you've never seen me shit-faced.
This ain't nothing.
No.
Believe me, this ain't nothing.
I've got a very nice buzz going right now. However, by the time I got to roll out, there will have been time for rest. There will have been time for food. Food. Thanks to my customers out in the great beyond.
Food.
I have got enough gift cards to feed myself for the next month. Which.
Now's the time to go see Mark. He's got feed cards.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, duh. Mark turned me on to you guys. I did not know that, or maybe if I did know that, it's fucking gone tonight, brother.
Who was that?
Winterborn.
Oh.
Hold on. Jack, you're psychotic. Jack is our cat guy. He's not the crazy cat lady. Gender's wrong. And we deal with proper gender around here. Fuck everybody. Now, a cat the size of a Great Dane would be fun, but the litter box would be too much. Truth, brother. I mean...
Cats are assholes, though.
They can be. They don't have to be. Son of a bitch, you gotta stop throwing shit like that at me. Hang on.
I've never met a cat I liked.
I've met several I've liked, and one I almost brought home with me. My mother, and we've talked about her, she was the crazy cat lady. 15 cats. All donated.
16 too many.
The hell of it is, not a single one of them thought they were a cat. They all thought they were people. And every one of them had a distinct personality. Now, whenever I would go down to visit my mother, there was this orange tabby. Big fucking cat, all right? We're talking, you could bench press this damn thing. And it would always end up in the morning sleeping on my chest. I'd wake up and, I'm not taking you home with me. And it'd just give me the old nose boop. And I can't do that. There's no place for you to live. I was still driving a truck at the time. Go ahead.
I had one cat.
Ah, yes. You are famous for that cat.
Yeah, my cat's famous for me, I guess. Whatever. She come up. We don't know how she got here, but she picked her out of a pine tree out in the front yard. But she loved me to death.
Mm-hmm.
I was in doing an interview with the Times newspaper here.
Right.
And I'm sitting there with my arm on the shelf, and the cat's laying in my arms, sound asleep. And they took a picture of her laying there. I think it made paper too, but I'm not sure.
It definitely did. And in case you were wondering, it definitely did. In fact, I think I still have the newspaper article. I managed to salvage it from the fire, where they mentioned that, you know, for all everybody was trying to say he's dangerous and he's a lunatic and he's a threat to the community. Yet while he was discussing his beliefs, a cat was sleeping peacefully in his arms. Siberian snow leopard? What the hell did I miss?
So they want money to preserve them because there's one a day being killed illegally.
Oh, no, I don't think that's where we're going with this, because Winterborn's involved and his perversion is coming up. Dragon Con, meet midnight, a 400-pound putty tat. We don't know if that 400-pound putty tat is actually a cat or a female dressed as a cat. We're talking... You know where I'm going with this. This is Winterborn here. I don't know. I don't trust him beyond...
Transvestite cat?
The transvestite hell. Titties that she could beat you to death with. I ain't shitting. I've seen it happen. Be that as it may.
Move on.
There's so much shit floating around in my head right
Christmas.
now. Thank you for bringing me kind of sort of back.
Jingle bells. Shotgun shells.
No.
Riding.
Oh,
Baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah.
We might not even get to that tonight. Maybe in announcing that we're getting into the actual Christmas portion of the program, I'll throw in Dean Martin and Baby It's Cold Outside. However,
I wish you would.
I think I will. But I'm going to have to start working it here pretty damn quick because we've only got a half hour left in tonight's program.
Okay,
you know
everybody
why?
together.
You know why? Because I'm shit-faced, you're slightly inebriated, you're just sitting here enjoying the show. And you have no idea what the hell's going on here.
Well, I thought I was coming back to a serious conversation.
No,
and then I heard titties outside, and I was like, oh.
Well, that was serious.
If you get a chance, check out the second hour when I start. We've got probably about 30 minutes of pretty hardcore serious stuff, and this is where I usually live. Unfortunately, I've got two lunatics in here that keep poking me, and I've got to have some fun. But
What?
Oh, don't even!
I don't know who he's talking about. I haven't got the
Fuck
plug
both
in.
of y'all with a big rubber dick. I don't even want to hear this shit.
It's not rubber, it's
The ones I still have in storage are rubber. You gotta
Why do
remember.
you have any in storage, Mike?
Dude, do you not have any in preparation for whatever girl you run across?
No.
When you can't keep on keeping on, you call for backup.
He's still the original stinky finger.
Oh, no, nine Nixon yet. No. Dude, guys burn up like matches. Women heat up like motors. Now,
You gotta keep
once
him revved.
you've gotten off, should I be doing this during a Christmas show?
Wait till the new year.
Wait for the new year, yeah.
Woo!
New
Thank
year.
you.
New year with a new ear.
Holy hell! Ah! No. We will discuss this at a later date.
2 weeks.
At least, no shit.
That'll give you time to go get some.
The key here is, and I'm gonna do this because let's face it, we should play in the background. Hang on. The key here is because dudes burn up as quick as they do, and women take a little bit longer to get the motor warmed up. Get her off at least once before you get out of your own clothes. Mikey, even in his current condition, can still do that. Thank you, Father. Now, beyond that, discussion for a later date. But, toys, I had to be talked into it. But when you need to call for backup, backup is there. Use whatever you can. Remember, you got some work to do. Once you've got her past her first, it gets a little easier because now the pump is primed. And that's as far as we're going to go on tonight's program. Okay? Lock that shit away for future reference. If you have to, just remember, you can't keep no dude unless you're a porn star and that shit is on film, which means they cut, give him a few hours, okay, he's back in the game. Don't even start that shit with me. You cannot keep up with any chick. You cannot. It is not possible. Not the way women are built. Man, I want to almost go full on, Dr. Ruth here.
Nah.
Not tonight. If that conversation crosses the border, I want you to kill it. With every ounce of firepower you have at your disposal, use mine if you run out of ammo. I don't care. He's got extra magazines here. That's fucking awesome. Now, boy, am I... Winner! Knock you off! I know who you're talking about! I'm a pervert on a mission, remember that. Stop it. Just stop it. You guys are having entirely too much fun at my expense. Alright, hang on.
You know the best part of it is, tomorrow when I go to, or later tonight when I go to see what's going on, I can go down through and see all the chats that are logged on there.
Indeed. That's the great thing about being over there as the two of you.
Yeah.
Because the chats always come up with the resources. Now, what the fuck was I going to do? I don't know.
Jingle bells.
Well, thank you. Actually, that helps. I got to do some music hunting. I really want to throw something at you guys so you can... okay, we did Carol... We did...
Take another chew, Mike. Spit.
Actually, chewing tobacco probably wouldn't hurt right about now. All right. We came in with Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Carol of the Bells. Now, let us get rid of this on the tube of you. Or tube of you. Let's see. Ha! 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 I got 3 letters into Dean Martin's first name. The second choice is Baby It's Cold Outside.
That's because everybody's playing it right now. Well, not everybody. A bunch of stations are.
We've got some stuff we got to do here. I got to try and get serious. Because this is the Christmas program. And I've done a shitty job of it up to this point. But to be honest, the negativity and the attacks on Christmas I've seen this year, I really didn't want to do them this year. They're not nearly as bad as they were, but they are consistent, and they don't fucking change. And I'm tired of it.
And they're in every aspect of life.
Well, if they win, if they're living rent-free inside of my head, they've won.
Mm-hmm.
And that bugs me, because it never used to. But like I said once before with my buddy Bill Schaffner, and Billy, I know you're probably listening tonight. We got into a conversation rolling down the road. I think we were in his truck. I take that back. We were in his Cadillac. Billy's one of these, he's a car freak, and he has been forever. But, and he was getting really annoyed at everybody, you know, taking down nativity scenes and attacking Christmas songs. And this year, he'd be losing his fucking mind if we didn't have the one thing he did. He said, I'm tired of being told how I'm supposed to celebrate this season, if I'm allowed to celebrate this season, what this season means. He hated the whole concept of sparkle season as much as I did. And he said, I'm tired of this horseshit. I'm going to say what I think. Fuck you. Merry Christmas. Time out on the field. I understood how he felt. However, fuck you. Merry Christmas? That stuck in my head. And I just looked at him. I said, Bill, and like I just said, I understand your sentiment. I agree with it. But somehow, fuck you, Merry Christmas really doesn't speak to the center of the holiday, does it? And he looks over at me. And the color had drained out of his face. He goes, oh my God, I did say that, didn't I? He had no idea he'd gone that far off the rails. I get it. But now, whenever we see each other around this time of the year, it's a hey, fuck you, Merry Christmas. That's how we start. And we both giggle our asses off like a couple of 8-year-olds.
Well, in the process of dealing with government agencies and others, they would all say, have a happy holiday, or, you know, whatever.
Oh, happy fucking holiday, my balls.
I'd say, okay, thank you, Merry Christmas. And once I said Merry Christmas, a lot of them come back and said, Merry Christmas to you and thank you. And
because in their job, they're not allowed to acknowledge it.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
even though they want to, they're not allowed to, because they have to be politically correct on the job. That's why whenever I see somebody and they say have a happy holiday, I say Merry Christmas, and I don't care if you like it or you don't like it. Grow up, have a baby, see you later.
Have a baby? Oh, no. Fuck Planned Parenthood too?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. If you turn that up just a little bit, just before it starts to squeal, then back it down a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's good. I just want to be able to hear this. We are going to start this off with Mr. Dean Martin a drunk that I admire.
Happy to.
And this year's "Oh shit, I'm so triggered" song.
But baby, it's cold outside. But baby, it's cold outside. Been hoping that you'd drop in. I'll hold your hands, they're just like ice. Beautiful, what's your listen to the fireplace roar. Beautiful, please don't hurry. Put some records on while I pour. Baby, it's bad out there. No cabs to be had out there. Your eyes are like starlight now. I'll take your hat, your hair looks swell. Mind if I move in closer? What's the sense of hurting my pride? Oh, baby, don't hold out. Baby, it's cold outside.
Simply must go.
Baby, it's cold outside.
The answer is no.
Baby, it's cold outside.
The welcome is
How lucky that you dropped in.
nice and warm.
Look out the window at the
My
storm.
sister will be suspicious.
Gosh, your lips look
My brother
delicious.
will be there at the door.
Waves upon the tropical
My
shore.
maiden aunt's mind is
Gosh, your lips are
Well, maybe
delicious.
just a cigarette.
Never such a blizzard before.
Gotta get
But
home.
baby, you'd freeze out there.
Say, lend me a coat.
It's up to your knees out there.
You've really been
I
great.
thrill when you touch my hand.
Don't you see?
How can you do this thing to me?
To be talked to.
Think of my lifelong
At least
sorrow.
there will be plenty in
If you got pneumonia and
I
die,
really can't
get
stay.
over that old doubt. Baby, it's cold. Baby, it's cold outside.
There's a petition going around to have John removed.
Born of a virgin over 2,000 years ago, and that little virgin, they tell me, was about 13 years of age when she was overcome by the Holy Spirit. And she was impregnated with the very seed of God. Of course, she had to keep it quiet. She couldn't very well go to her mom. I mean, she was going down a road no one had ever been down before. Mary was the first one to carry the gospel. Did you know that? No one had ever been down that path before. She couldn't go to her mom and say, really, Mom, God did this. Who would believe her? They kept it quiet. They kept it a secret. But on that Christmas morning, the angels couldn't keep it quiet. That's what I love about angels. They can't keep a secret either. I have the worst time keeping secrets. My idea of keeping a secret is telling one person at a time. But they rolled the heavens back and they said, glory to God, peace on earth, goodwill to men. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior. The shepherds came running and the wise men came running. And I've often wondered what was going through Mary's mind when she cradled in her arms the Lord Jesus. I wonder if she realized those little hands that were now forming around hers were the same hands that had scooped out the oceans and formed the rivers. Those little feet were the same feet that had walked on stars and been worshiped by angels. Those little lips were the same lips that had spoken the worlds into existence. I wonder what was going through her mind when the one who had spoken the worlds into existence was now uttering unintelligible baby noises in her arms. I wrote a little song that I never recorded. I've never recorded up until this night, and a lot of people have sung it, and I'm very blessed that they have. I didn't write the music. Buddy Green wrote the music. I figure if you can't read music, you really shouldn't be writing it. But I wrote the words, and I hope you'd indulge me tonight as I sing a song I wrote several years ago. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you've delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know your baby boy will calm a storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? When you kiss your little baby, you've kissed the face of God. The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again, the lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? This sleeping child you're holding is the great I
Everything back where it's supposed to be. All right, we get about, maybe 7 minutes left in the program. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're willing, join us. Bow your heads as we enter into the presence of the Lord. Precious Heavenly Father, Almighty and ever-living God, your servants stand before you now. We come to you in thanks, not asking for anything of ourselves. We come to you with our petitions so often, we never come to simply thank you for what you have already done. The trials that we have gone through the last year, you've always been with us. We need to rely on your strength more than we do. We come to you now acknowledging your greatest and most undeserved gift, the gift of your Son and our salvation through our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. The very reason that we assemble today. We understand it is not biblical that we celebrate. Your people choose to. And unfortunately, we seem to be persecuted for it. Father, give us the strength we need to persevere against the persecution. Give us the strength to show those who would demonize us what your creation is all about. To show them through our actions what following your path will lead to. They don't understand. And in many cases, we no longer understand because we've been caught up in our own struggles. Be our strength. Don't let us stray too far from you. We don't wish to be lost, but we are so often found in our own thoughts and our own ways and our own minds that we forget that you are a loving God, that you want us to be with you. Father, we ask that you look over the listeners that we have here at our station, our humble little outpost. We ask that you bless each and every person in this room. Give them peace of mind and strength of body for the coming battles that you know are coming our way. take away our despair. Give us peace and glory in our coming victories. For all these many petitions and the things you've already granted us, we thank you, Father. In the name of your Son, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, the only King to whom we will ever bend our knee. Let all God's people say amen.
Amen.
We got 3 minutes. Gentlemen, let's go around the horn here. What do you got for us, Mark?
Pretty much said earlier, but I'd like to wish everyone a pleasant and Merry Christmas, as well as I hope and pray a better, more productive New Year for all of us.
Indeed. Anything for us, bro? It's entirely up to you. There's no pressure, man.
Yeah,
like I said.
I wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I hope the new year goes a hell of a lot better than 2018.
Testify.
Boy, it's been one hell of a year. Buy more guns, buy more ammo, death to Marxism.
Indeed. Daryl, anything?
Well, I want to thank the Lord for pulling me through another close one with the battle with the devil.
Indeed.
He was on my ass all this year, and I'm still here thanks to the Lord. And that's the only thing I can say that I can figure is why I'm still here.
We ain't done yet.
Oh, no. Kids, we are going to be gone for the next couple of weeks. It is going to be January 5th, 2019, when we come back in.
I claim the 5th.
I think come the 5th, we're all going to be claiming it. I'm going to start stocking up. We got a lot of stuff that we got coming at us. Don't really know what direction it's going to take. But we're going to take a little time off. Spend some time with your family, with your loved ones. Enjoy this season for the reason it is here. Don't give up the fight. Don't feel like you're alone. You're not. The body of Christ will always be with you, even if we don't recognize it. How many times have I told you that there was times I tried to pick a fist fight with God?
It don't work.
Well, in the back of my mind, I can hear him laughing and saying, when you're ready, I'll be here. And that's the key. So from all of us at Braveheart Radio, we wish you a blessed Christmas, a prosperous New Year. Thank you and good night.
The stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary soul rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, give the angel voices, oh, night divine. when Christ was born. Oh, night, oh, holy night, oh, night divine. Christ was born. Oh, night, oh, holy night, oh, night divine. When Christ was born.